actually our second exhibition. We did one a couple of years ago, but I think it's a really good idea, and we perhaps should do one every year.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, and one of the things that I really feel proud about the school and the instructors is that all of our instructors are exhibiting artists and they're really engaged in the art practice themselves. So it's really important, I think, for the vitality of the school, and an exhibition like this gives students a chance to see what kind of level of engagement the instructors are involved with. So I'm Wendy, the director of the school, and I also teach at the school. So what I thought I would do is just introduce the instructors and point out their work. So I know some people have noticed there's no labels, but you have to really kind of think of this as art incognito too. So I thought it would be interesting not to put labels. We do have a list with numbers, but just over putting up the work and talking to students, for me it was really interesting for students to try and figure out who did what work. So I thought, so rather than get it right away, they have to think, oh, I wonder, what instructor did what piece. So that was part of it as well. But each piece has a number on the right side, and there's a list with the instructor's name and title of the work. So the incognito can be revealed just at the grasp of the piece of paper. This is Sara McIntosh. She's not here right now, so she actually lives up in Nanaimo, so she comes here once a week to teach, and she's actually expecting a baby. So this will be the last semester she's teaching here for a little while. Now, she did this piece here, and then this piece in that corner over there. So, and they were done at different time periods, so she requested that we separate them. Brad is here. Brad teaches photography. Could you come out and wave so people can... Brad, thanks, Brad. Brad teaches photography, drawing, and sculpture. So, but I won't compliment you in public, because I know I've been doing that too often lately, but he is a really great teacher. And this is and he's, there? And he's teaching a course called Ideas to Realization, and he teaches different kinds of painting courses that really encourage students to think about ideas. I would say the basis of your course is that you really make students think, right? Okay. This is a little drawing down here. That's David Gifford, and David isn't here, but he also did this marble sculpture. And so David teaches life drawing, and David's kind of a really interesting person. I did my MFA with David and Brad. So we decided to stay. Yes, it's like that's very good. They are really good. I'm almost surprised you expected to come last Tuesday. I just have to mention this because David was teaching life drawing, and he brought all kinds of life into the school, chickens and fish and turtles, because he took the meaning of life drawing to be very open. So it was great because he could put a chicken on a pedestal, and it just fell asleep and the students got to draw it. So what, and then they had, but what was really great about it is that art is alive and it's not one thing, right? And so to have very diverse instructors, you get all different ways of teaching. So I forgot I would have to talk about my work. Anyways, this is a piece that a project I'm working on, and it's just about the heart, and so I'm very much interested in the cellular structure of things, how things can be read at a cellular level, and the piece is called The Heart Breaks, and it's made of Times Literary Supplements, newsprint. So how could I give myself this really challenging project of using a material that tears all the time? So I have to figure out how to make it stronger, and so there's all kinds of metaphoric implications, which I yeah, it's really great. So then this piece is Sara Nicholson, and Tara, could you wait? So Tara's teaching drawing, and she's also teaching a course called Wilderness and Landscape. And we're starting a series of courses that focus on the theme rather than just talking about material or how things are done, rather than just like painting and drawing. We want to have a few courses that focus on an idea, and then you can choose different ways to manifest the idea. So it might be drawing or painting or sculpture. I mean, most artists I know end up doing a variety of things. Like Tara, she does photography and video as well as painting. So it depends whatever material the idea needs. So that's Tara's place. Let's bring it down. And this is John Luna.
No, this piece is just, it's one of a show I just had at Deluge Contemporary Art. And there's sort of a series of works where we're sort of, the paintings were gradually kind of deconstructing actually what the painting was. It's always starting with having oil on canvas painting, but gradually building up this armature of other materials, usually household materials, especially paper. This one is kind of different from some of the others because it really became sculpture by the time it was finished. This is the back side of the painting you see. And it entirely built this very large form which then collapsed, and it sort of had to be reconstructed. And it's kind of changed the way I work actually. This particular piece is kind of a pivot. A lot of the work I've been doing since then, I have a show on an Exchanges gallery right now, has to now be built, it has to collapse, and then it has to be sort of restored. It's this kind of series of processes. In some ways, Wendy and I have some things in common, and the process she was describing of having to work with a frangible material is something I can really identify with. So yeah, there it is. It's for as long as it lasts.
So Tracey did this monkey, and the monkey that's turning its head away from me right now. It's a little shy. And Tracey just recently had a show at Open Space called 100 Monkeys. I don't know if anyone saw it, but if you haven't, just kind of look at that monkey and picture 100 variations of that. It was really quite amazing. So, and Tracey teaches drawing and painting and watercolor. This is Wendy DeGros. She's a new instructor here. She isn't here this evening, so but she's teaching a couple of painting classes, and she also did that piece outside the door. So, I don't know anyone.